Hello and welcome to the T3 Handicapping YouTube channel. I am Chris from T3 Handicapping, and I'm here to go over two prep races for the Kentucky Derby on Saturday, February 12th. That is the Sam F. Davis and the El Camino Real Derby as well. So we'll go over those two races, and I'll give you a look at my picks from Tampa and Golden Gate. Now, before we begin, I will admit these are two tracks that I don't play particularly often, so my system hasn't been fully calibrated, but overall the ratings do still tend to do pretty well, even when a full track profile hasn't been worked out. Now, if you want to get access to any of our picks or anything like that, you can always check out all the latest information on our website, t3handicapping.weebly.com. We are not updating the member portal any longer, but I am still posting a lot of content to my Twitter page at Handicapping T3 and on our Facebook page, Handicapping T3 Horse Racing, so you can get access to all of our picks there. I post a lot of stuff there still. It's just free of charge now because I'm not doing as many tracks, and so I didn't want to charge people for that. So I'm kind of giving it away for free now until I get more time again to really load up on the content and make it worth your while. So without further ado, let's go ahead and let's just take a look at our tracks for today. And I'm actually going to start with Golden Gate Fields. That's the one that I have first. And let's go ahead and find that one here. So for Golden Gate Fields here, you can take a look before scratches at what I have as sort of my selections throughout the day. But the race that we're really interested in here is the El Camino Real. Now, the El Camino Real is going to be at the end of our card. Golden Gate, of course, running on the West Coast, so it's going to be later post times and such. And so, at least it is for those of us out here in the Midwest. And so, race number 8 right here is going to be the El Camino Real. So let's go down and let's take a look here at it. We're looking for race number 8, which is right here. You can see we've got a class level 7. And I'm going to just move this up so we can get a little bit bigger picture of it there. There we go. And this race does project to have a pretty quick pace, which is good to see, especially with these horses. I like to have a quick pace. But honestly, when I look at this race, I really think that most of the race goes through McKinnon. Now, I know McKinnon is the morning line favorite, but that is definitely the one that I'm looking to do some damage here in this race. Just seems like the best horse on paper. Now, this is Derby season, so we can see big jumps up from many different horses, and we can see some unexpected outcomes. And I think especially this weekend, the El Camino, and then also with the Sam F. Davis, this is one of those weekends where we do tend to see a few more upsetters, but McKinnon just looks really strong to me. I do also think Blackadder as the second choice makes some sense. We're on the Tapeta surface, and so what you're going to see is a much more fair surface. I don't think that there's necessarily a huge advantage or disadvantage to a particular run style. There just doesn't seem to be much advantage in any particular set of running. So to me, I'm going to go with the top two. Stormy Samurai is probably my interesting sort of upsetter. I don't know if you can really call it that. It's the fourth choice on the morning line. The 8-1 looks bad. The thing that I would say is I'm against Boise. That would be the one that I would play against and maybe use Il Bellator, and Stormy Samurai as sort of my other choices. So the El Camino Real, I don't have anything super creative. I think McKinnon is probably the one. If we think back to last year, Rombauer was a favorite here, came from way out of it. McKinnon seems to be able to sit a little bit closer even than that and should be able to get the job done here. I'm not expecting anything too crazy at Golden Gate. Now, if we do look at my top plays for tomorrow before scratches, race number 3, I like number 3, Back Ring Luck. Race number 5, I like number 6, Table for 10 at 3-1. And then in race number 6, I like the number 5, Fire Me Up at 7-2. So just a quick little rundown there of some other horses that I like as well. Moving on to the Sam F. Davis, which is our other stakes race on the card. And here you can see we have the full breakdown of the plays from Tampa Bay, or how I would go through that card and play. And you can see quite a few of these best or these top plays. I don't like to call them best bets because they're not necessarily value based. It's just which horse rates out as significantly better than all of the rest. And we do have a couple stakes races in there. So you've got, Nightcap in the Minaret. You've got Baby Yoda. That's in the Pelican Stakes. And then race number 10 is where we're going to run into our Sam F. Davis. This is an interesting one. The late pick 5, I believe, has 3 stakes races in it. So pretty good card for Tampa Bay Downs in a place that normally is just chock full of maidens and maiden claimers. And don't get me wrong, I mean the first 5 races are maidens, so there will be plenty of those. But at the same time, we do get into some really good stuff towards the end of the card. We're going to look at race number 10 here. And in race number 10 from Tampa, that's this one here. I'm going to just see if I can zoom in a little bit tighter. So you can see here, we've got a little bit of an issue there with how that came out. I used a different template, an old template, to build this in, so that's why it looks a little bit goofy here. But everything else seems to check out perfectly fine. So in this one, I actually do have a little bit of a contrarian opinion, and that is I think that Shipsational is going to pull the upset here. This is one that I really like. Speed and pace numbers, I have this one coming out really good, as well as in the race flow. Classic Causeway, I think, is interesting, will be forwardly placed, gets a good inside draw, has a lot going for it, but I look for Shipsational to just sort of sit right off of that one and make a run. I do think this race does have the potential to get really, really hot up front, and if that's the case, then maybe we see someone like Golden Glider who's going to be coming from mid-pack. The only thing I don't really care for about that one is the fact that I don't see it coming up in race flow. Typically, if I'm going to have a horse coming from out of it, I like to see them showing up there. The same could be said for God of Love, who sits at 10-1 on the morning line. Those are really the only 2 in this stacked field that like to come from a little bit further out. And so with the pace meltdown being projected, that's where I ended up landing on the number 8 Shipsational to just sit off and then make a run. After that, I like Classic Causeway, who I know is the favorite. Make It Big, I think, is interesting. I'm less interested in Strike Hard. Breaking from the outside, I think, could be a problem. So if I was going to look for a horse to sort of take that next step and be sort of that upsetter here in the Sam F. Davis, I might look at a horse. I worry about like a Kitten's Mischief, who normally would be that type of horse for me. But I think if I was looking for someone to sort of upset the apple cart here, I'd be looking for the number 6 Trademark. I think this is one that maybe we haven't seen the best of yet, and is going to be, I think, tactical enough to be in the mix. May not be good enough when all is said and done, but I think if I were really looking to put together my ticket here, I think I would be firmly through the 8 as sort of my A selection. I would definitely want to use the 3 and 7 prominently, and I think I would also use the 6 as an interesting sort of, deeper ticket saver type of horse, and try and get through there. Now, with that being my Sam F. Davis picks, you can see we've got some other plays. I'm probably kicking off with a single in Baby Yoda, and then coming through Shipsational there. So you've got already a good start on your late pick 5 handicapping as well. Just a recap here, going through some of these top plays. I will caution that the first 4 on this list are all in maiden special weights, and again, these top plays get spit out by data, so you want to trust them with a grain of salt, because some of it is just that a horse that has data versus a first-time starter, and that can sometimes skew the numbers in the maiden races. So based on our numbers, she's just quality. Afjan, Bahamian Club, and Trust the Numbers all come out as top plays. But again, you have to take those ones with sort of a grain of salt. That being said, in 6 and 7, I do really feel good about Nightcap at 7-2 and Baby Yoda at essentially 6-5. So that might be a gift if we can get 6-5 on that one. And like I said, that one would be kicking off my pick 5 as a single. So, a little bit of a quick one here tonight, but I wanted to just give you a quick rundown of both the El Camino Real and the Sam F. Davis, as I know our sights are all turning towards the Kentucky Derby and who will be our Derby horse. And so just wanted to run those down for you and give you a look at some of the rest of the card if you have not played there or are planning to play there kind of for the first time on Saturday. With that, please make sure that you like and subscribe so that anytime we record one of these videos, you can go ahead and get notified that that is coming. We'll try and do that more and more with the Derby prep season sort of heating up as we get into the bigger points races. And with that, whether you're playing at one of these two tracks on Saturday, Gulfstream Park, Aqueduct, Oaklawn Park, all over the country, wherever you're playing, as always, we wish that you cash those tickets. Good luck.